Come on in and say hi. Let me make sure I've got done. There we go. Come on in and say hi, guys. Just working on some resin stuff here. Hello, Mary Love. How's my girl doing today? Just working on some resin stuff here. I actually have a few orders now that I have to get going here. So figured, yeah, I better get myself started on everything. I am glad you are doing good. You notice the green suspenders. This is St. Patrick's Day, so I don't know if you guys do that over there. It's kind of a big thing over here. So yeah, it's for St. Patrick's Day, an Irish thing. And kind of the rule around here is if you don't wear something green, you have to have something green on somewhere. You can get pinched. And yeah, I don't want to hurt somebody today, so I figured I'd just avoid the pinching thing. So yeah, I kind of went all out and got the green suspenders. Check this out. I also got these, so yeah. Make it all look good. Got to tie in the whole outfit. Yeah, that's what my husband said too. Wow, he liked it though, so I guess that's what makes a difference. He liked it. Does make it a little bit hard up here when I'm trying to do this stuff, seeing what I'm doing though. Doesn't darken anything. What's special with green? It's an Irish thing, you know, green, Irish, leprechauns, four-leaf clovers, all that stuff. I don't know why it's such a big thing over here. I mean, I'm not Irish, but I don't know if it has to do with ancestors that came over here or what, but I don't know. People in the U.S. seem to like St. Patrick's Day, so we just kind of go with it. So, yeah, I have actually, I'm hoping Red's room shows up because I need to ask him about the domino set that he was wanting. I know what BOK wants, but who made this? Who made this? I just got the suspenders at the store. So some people just, like Michael, he just wore a green t-shirt. Some people claim they have green underwear on. It's just as long as you have something green on somewhere. So we just go with it since we work a lot with the public and stuff like that. We just kind of go with everything. Ahmed YouTube Memories said hi. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Looks like 4 people are watching. Make sure you thumbs up, guys. Come in, say hi. But yeah, I have BOK's, Felicia's domino set and box to do, and her cutting board. And I have a domino set and box to do for my daughter as well, because all of her children are on spring break next year. So she wants games to play, for them to play, so they're not sitting in front of the TV and the computer all week. So yeah, she wanted a domino set. So let's see. Hello, Melissa, how are you? I am fantastic, as always. I'm always fantastic. I have an amazing life, so I don't have anything to complain about. I do complain about the weather, because 2 days ago we had 70-degree weather outside, and I laid outside in the party tent and took a nice nap. And today we have 28 degrees, 29 degrees outside and snowing. So yeah, it is what it is. Hello, Ola Joe. Thanks for coming in, darling. How are you, sweetheart? How are you doing? I know, yesterday was just Monday, and this week already seems to be dragging by. So I'm hoping it kind of speeds up a little bit. Love you too, girl. Love you too. Just kind of working on some... Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Ola Joe. That's fine. I appreciate you stopping in. Say hi. You want to check out my glasses real quick before you go? See? I've got the whole green thing, you know. So I'm just trying to see right now what I'm doing up here. I know Ola Joe's from over here, so she gets the whole St. Patrick's Day thing. So yeah. There you go. There, you had a party last weekend. Okay. 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 I know there's people from over across the way that don't quite understand what St. Patrick's Day is all about. So I was trying to explain it to Mary. All right, Ola Joe, you take care, honey. Thank you for stopping in. This glasses of luck. I like the green color. Well, thank you. Thank you. I had them on this morning for quite a while, until I came up here and started working on this stuff. They're not dark like sunglasses or anything, but it does kind of distort the coloring of what I'm trying to do, so I figured it's probably better if I don't have them on right now. Your art is crafty. Well, thank you. I guess that's the whole point of the art stuff, is for it to be crafty. I'm gonna come over here and pour this here quick, so I can get BOK's first layer for her cutting board that she would like. I'll be right back over there with you guys here. Just give me a second. Finish getting this poured. Okay. Now let's pray that this middle section goes the way that we need it to. Let's see, who else we got on here? Tea time with Lady Liz. Hello, tea time. How are you? How are you? How are you? Thank you for coming in, honey. Just working on a couple orders for things that I've got going here. I will definitely have to make sure I come back up this evening. Check on that to make sure the center stayed clear like I need it to. So yeah, I've got a few different orders, and I finally got the rest of my connectors and pieces and stuff like that that I need to finish up my earrings and everything, so I can start working on those, which I'm happy about. Those were becoming kind of a pain in my opinion, not getting those finished. My husband gave me a wonderful sander or grinder thing that's going to make it so much easier for me now with whenever I take stuff out of the resin molds and everything for smoothing the edges and different things like that. So that should make it considerably easier for me. Let's see where we're at here. Are you joint to Nate and Hilda? Do they do marathon food? Blessings, okay. Yeah, I don't mind the color green. Thank goodness it's not orange. I'm not a big orange fan, color-wise. So, thank goodness the Irish at least have some taste, that they don't go orange and they went green. That's just me, though. Orange is just not one of my favorite colors, especially if I have to wear it. I was trying to figure out how to do BOK's domino set because she says she wants kind of a rainbow of colors. So I figured what I'm going to do actually is just pour them all clear, and then I'll just put alcohol ink in and color each one a different color, and go at it that way. It'd probably be a lot easier. And of course she wanted her cutting board to kind of match the tray that I made her for her birthday last year. I'm sure some of you that were on last year for BOK's birthday, she opened a box from Annaboo, and she opened a box for me for her birthday, and mine was a tray that I made her that she really liked, and it was the outside rim of it was black, and then it had a butterfly in the center, and the center was kind of a clear, which happened quite by accident, which is okay, you know, fortunate accidents. Hello, Mrs. G. How are you, darling? What's my favorite color? My favorite color is burgundy. When I was a little girl, my favorite color was purple. And I don't know, just as I grew up, it just kind of went towards burgundy. I think as I grew up, I got a little bit more odd. My husband said, I like the odd things that a lot of other people don't. You know, I know a lot of people like black and blue, which I like those colors too, but there's just something different with the color burgundy. To me, it's just kind of like a plethora of colors, you know, but I know it's kind of hard as well to find a true burgundy. So yes, I love the color burgundy. That is my color. Absolutely my color. Whenever I look at burgundy, I kind of see a red, purple, black, brown, kind of a mix of all of that. And I think that's why I like it. You like lavender, black, and shades of brown. There you go. Those are nice colors. See, my mom's favorite color was lavender. She absolutely loved lavender. And so there's still things with lavender, purple, stuff like that I like. I don't know, but there's just something about the color burgundy that just really stands out to me, and I know that's kind of a tough one to match other colors to. Burgundy was one of our colors when we got married, and I think we had burgundy, like a rose pink, I think it was, and a hunter green was our colors when we got married. So yeah, you can do I guess there's colors you can match to burgundy. It's just kind of a tough one to match colors to that, but that's okay. I guess it matches my personality. I'm not the easiest thing in the world. Hello, Liz. How are you, honey? Nice to have you in here. Thank you for coming in. I deeply appreciate it. we're talking about colors right now because make from lavender soap. Now the smell of lavender, I'm kind of iffy with, because if it's a fake lavender scent, if I get it on my skin, it tends to make me smell like old moldy hay. I don't know why. It just, they say different scents affect different people because of your body chemicals or something like that. And so, yeah, anything that's not a real lavender scent, if it's a real lavender, I'm okay with it. But if it's fake processed lavender scent, whatever, it makes me smell like old moldy hay. Go figure. And I found that out the hard way. And I was given a gift one time of a basket, and it had different body soaps and all that kind of good. You don't like that smell? No, I don't. I don't mind the smell of old hay. I grew up, I'm a country girl through and through. I grew up on farms and everything like that, so farm smells do not bother me in the slightest. But I prefer not to smell like it. It's not really a smell that I want to really carry around on me. So, no, I really don't prefer to smell like old moldy hay. That's a smell that needs to stay in the barn. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't mind barn smells and farm smells and all that kind of stuff, but just not on me. So, yeah. But yeah, I thank you guys all for coming in. Did anybody do anything fun this weekend? Have anything interesting going on this weekend? I tried commenting on your party tent shorts, but I am blocked. But BOK said the same thing. She tried to make a comment and it wasn't letting her. And I don't know why, because there's several people, as you could see on the video, there's several people that made comments and they came through just fine. No problems. And mine's been kind of doing the same thing. There's certain things that I can comment on, and there's other things when I go to comment, it says that there was an error somehow, some way. It's just really weird. And it won't let me comment. So I don't know, because the comments are on for that video. Nobody is blocked from it in any way. So I don't know, maybe go back again sometime and try to comment, or just let me know on here what you thought of it. Since you're already on here, you could just tell me on here. Right now I am preparing. Let me see if I can turn you guys a little bit so you can see it. Well, it's not wanting to cooperate. 1 second here. Hope you can see that. My set of dominoes for somebody. They wanted just kind of a rainbow of colors. And I haven't been doing a whole lot with resin, so I haven't got to that. So I figured I would just go ahead and pour them all clear, and just each one drop a few drops of alcohol ink in and mix it in there a little bit and do a bunch of different colors. And then whenever I do the box, I can do the same thing, just put in a bunch of different colors, kind of swirl them together, and she's got her rainbow of colors. So, excuse me a second, let me grab a few more colors here. That one's not open. Now I went and used a couple of my alcohol inks the other day. I don't know if any of you are on Facebook. But I started doing Facebook Lives as well, which I just found out recently that you could even do that. I had no idea, unless it's just a new thing that they started doing. But yeah, a lot of my family are not on YouTube, so I like it because it gives me an opportunity to do lives and have them on it now too, so I kind of like that. Yeah. So yeah, as I was mixing my first tub of resin, I realized it's a good thing that I pay attention to how much resin I have left. Oh, that one's not even open yet, because I basically used the last of the one bottle of the resin. So yeah, it's a good thing I have a whole new bottle of resin, so I don't have to stop and wait until more of the resin comes through the mail, because some places get it to you rather quickly and other places, which I'm sure you guys that order through Amazon and order stuff through the mail, you guys can all attest to it. Some things you get rather quickly, and other things seem to absolutely take forever to get to you. So, yeah. Once I got about halfway through the bottle, I just went ahead and ordered some more resin. That way I was kind of a little bit ahead of myself. So ordering stuff from me, I can kind of keep ahead of things and get some stuff done. It's late here, off to bed. Okay, honey, you get some rest. Thank you so much for stopping in, Mary. I love you to pieces. You know that. And you have a good night and get some good sleep. And I will catch up with you later. All right, thank you, honey. I appreciate it. I had asked if anybody for this past weekend, and I wasn't even watching, sorry. It's expensive, but I guess it's a good start, good to start out small. Mrs. G, are you talking about doing the resin stuff? Because yeah, the resin stuff is not cheap by any means. So you know, whenever you actually do start selling things, I kind of go online and see what things kind of run for being handmade. And yes, they are more expensive than what you would pay for stuff in a store. But, you know, it is handmade stuff, not just your run-of-the-mill factory stuff. You know, so you do have a lot of playroom with your price of things. Like I said, the biggest thing whenever I get started on one of my last lives, I think it was, I had talked about doing the pet memorial things with keychains and the little dog and cat things. I want to start those, but those are one thing with my resin stuff that I don't want to make incredibly expensive. I know that's one that they said, you know, you can get a lot of money for those because people are willing to pay for them. But to me, I think whenever I start that, that is more of a to help people have something, and memory thing for, you know, their pets or whatever. And I don't want to make it so horribly expensive that people can't afford, you know, that there's some people that just aren't going to be able to afford to have it. So I want to make it at least a reasonable cost. Yes, I do have to make money from it. You know, that's how I keep myself going. That's how I stock up on my supplies to continue doing this. But that is kind of one of those things that I want to remember, you know, what it's for. It's to help somebody that's lost a pet or something, you know. So I do kind of want to keep that in mind as I'm making those. So I don't want the expense of them, the cost of them to be so outrageous that people can't afford them. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find some more of my colors here. But yeah, I know there's people that are really hesitant on getting started with resins. Sometimes it's the cost of it. Sometimes people believe that it's too difficult and they don't want to put money into something and then mess it up or whatever. Resin to work with actually is not near as difficult as what people believe it is. It's really not. It's just like everything else. It's one of those, you know, you have to kind of take your time and learn, obviously. But I think even like the Dollar Tree. I think the Dollar Tree. I know Hobby Lobby carries like smaller starter packs of resin. So, you know, you're not putting a great deal of money into it. You know, so it's really, you know, what you want to start with. You know, if you want to start with just the small bottles and something you can make one or two things with and start from there, you know. I've tried to explain to people whenever I first started doing these that you know, it's a matter of, as long as you're measuring your part A and your part B correctly, and you're mixing it well enough, then you shouldn't have any kind of problems at all with what you're making. I mean, it's really not as difficult as what a lot of people make it out to be. So, right, just start small. Exactly. Exactly. Whenever I first started, I think I had just got just a small bottle of each, and I just had maybe 2 or 3 of my molds. I think I started out with actually the cutting boards, the ink pens, and I think I did the round balls that now I use to make my spiders with. Whenever I first started with those, I have like several different sizes of the round balls. And hello, Soul Stars, how are you, honey? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. But yeah, I had several sizes of the round balls, and I do have like pretty good size ones. And I had a little ceramic angel, and I actually stuffed her in that largest one and put little flowers in there with her, and flowers from when my mother passed away, and put resin in there. And that was, you know, between that and the ink pens, I think that was one of the first things I ever made. So you do learn a lot about the bubbles. You know, you got to make sure you keep bubbles out of your product. And they do make machines for that. If you just take your time pouring stuff and mixing things, you don't get near the bubbles in there. And then you can either use a lighter, use some kind of heat source, or alcohol, just regular rubbing alcohol. Just spray it over it, and once the bubbles rise to the top, then the alcohol itself will pop the bubbles, so that gets rid of them. I do have a few lighters that lay around here. I do have good size heat gun. Big heat gun is always very nice for bigger things. That's not really, the heat gun isn't really something you want to use with small things. Like, for example, the dominoes set here, you don't want to go and blow air at it, because it's going to blow the stuff and you might end up with a mess all over everything. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Hope you're doing well. I am doing fantastic, as always. Thank you for asking. Good to have you in here. I truly appreciate having you in here. Let's see. So, Star, I just gave you a jacket, honey. I am dabbling. Hi, how are you? Good to have you in here. How are you, friend? I am fantastic, as always. I'm always fantastic. I have an amazing life, so, you know, I can't be anything but fantastic. I don't have nothing to complain about. So, I'm the friendliest friend from Friendlyville. Okay. That's a mouthful, that's for sure. Thank you for coming in. We're glad to have you in here. So we're just kind of working on some resin stuff and getting some orders started here. I actually have to do at least two domino sets with boxes by next week. So, um, figured now would be probably a good time to get those started. Yeah. You're very welcome, Soulstar. I appreciate you being here, darling. Trying to figure. Yeah, not gonna have enough out of that box, so, or bottle. Give me 2 seconds, guys, so I could open this other box of stuff here. See, Miss G, these are a little bit smaller bottles. It's still a 50-50 mix when you're pouring it. Now, normally I always go with the gallon size, a gallon of each, but you know, it's something I use on a regular basis. So technically speaking, me getting smaller bottles like this is kind of a waste of time for me. But I was kind of in need of resin pretty quick, so I had to go with what I could get my hands on in a hurry. So I had to go with, unfortunately, the smaller bottles. And you just mix half and half, and it's really simple. Most of my cups, and like these are all silicone, so you know, you just clean them up when you're done. I usually just wait till it dries, and then you just peel it right out. It's not a big deal to clean them. But all of my cups have the measurements on it, which makes it so much easier when you're measuring stuff out. I know there's people that use the scales. I've never been very good at doing the scales, so yeah, I have to go at it this route. And yes, I always tell people, please wear a mask. They always suggest you wear a mask. I try to keep myself back a little bit. I can't handle wearing a mask simply because if I put something over my face, I feel like I'm suffocating. So I can't have things over my face like that. But yes, I do suggest everybody, when, you know, if you do try this, or you whatever, wear a mask. I do wear the gloves because it can be a very sticky mess. So, what is that you do? It's resin work. So, yeah, that's I tried candle making for a while, and it just really wasn't my thing, and I wasn't going to put the extra expense into it to have insurance to sell them. You know, I'm sure I'll still make more candles just to have for us, or just to give as gifts to family that I know if, God forbid, something goes wrong with it, they're not gonna sue the pants off of me. But yes, that is the reason for them wanting you to have insurance, at least liability insurance, to sell candles around here. Even though in all my 55 and a half years, over 55 and a half now, I've never seen a candle explode as they claim can happen. I've never seen anything really go wrong with candles unless you knock the goofy thing over and catch something on fire. Then, of course, that's not really the maker's fault. That's the person that knocked it over's fault. So, but still, there is a young girl in the building here where my craft room is at. There's a young girl in the office right next to mine that is starting her own candle business. And, it wasn't something that really held a whole lot of interest for me as like I thought it was going to. But the resin stuff was just always something that has thrilled me ever since I started doing it. So I kind of went right back to this again. So, yep, this is where I'm at now. We are back to doing the resin stuff. So, let's see. Melissa D's, her hair. Whose hair? My hair? I don't know if everybody's seen them. We're doing the whole St. Patrick's Day thing, so I've got the whole outfit, the glasses and all. So there is something about hobbies like such that are just warming to the soul. I do agree. I think everybody should have a hobby of some kind. They say idle hands make great mischief. And to me, everybody is artistic or creative in some way or another. It doesn't have to be craft stuff like this. It could be music or oh, you like the glasses? Thank you. It could be music or writing poetry, writing books, gardening, cooking, just something, everybody has something that they're good at. It's just a matter of you have to take the time to find what you're good at and make something of it. Even if it's something that you just do in your leisure time. I think everybody should have a craft or a hobby of some kind to give them something to do when you're not working or something like that. So, yeah. I'm going to teach myself how to paint with watercolor. That should be quite the venture. Go for it. I would love to see what you end up painting. Please share that with us. I've painted things. I'm not the best at it. I've painted little pictures of houses and goofy things like that, When me and my husband got together, he gave me an old guitar that was really not worth anything. And it could have still been playable. It's not playable anymore. And he said, paint a picture on it, do something with it. And I did. I painted a picture of trees going up each side of the guitar. And I put the circle in the middle of the guitar, the sound hole. I actually painted white out around it and made it into a moon, and off of branches of the trees I put a swing, and I drew a little couple sitting on the swing. And So yeah, that was kind of one of my first things that I painted since being with him. I painted a little lake scene with a little couple in a boat on the lake, and the gentleman in the boat had a rope, and it had the moon up in the corner, and he lassoed the moon for her. And it had a little kitty cat off to the side and stuff like that. But the thing with me, in my opinion, is whenever I draw anything with people, my people tend to look somewhat cartoonish, like cartoons. And I guess I was a little bit more self-conscious about it, so it's not really something that I do a whole lot of with painting anything, especially with people. I guess I shouldn't be quite so, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on myself. I don't know. But that's just my opinion on what I've painted. But yes, I would, if you paint something, I would absolutely love to see it. So I hope you are willing to share that with us. Does anybody else have hobbies that they do? Things that kind of take your time and you enjoy spending some time doing? My oldest daughter actually started her own business baking cheesecakes, and now she's selling cheesecakes. And she is, I know it's my daughter, but she is absolutely phenomenal at it. They are some of the best cheesecakes I think I've ever had. So I am very proud of her for doing that. Now we're hoping to kind of find something for my youngest daughter to do. Find a craft for her to do or whatever. Since she has now moved into her new house, and her fiance kind of gave her, it's a 5-bedroom house, and they only needed 4 bedrooms, so he said the extra room is her room. She can do whatever she wants. So she kind of wants to find a craft of some kind or something that she can be good at to start something for herself. I'm excited to see what you create as well. Well, thank you. I try to share my stuff on here as much as I can. Sometimes I get so busy making the stuff, I forget to share it. And I'm sorry for that. I don't mean to. Sometimes your mind just gets so focused on what you're doing. I know the last while I got the party tent already and got it decorated and everything like that. Then, of course, we've had some pretty nasty windstorms over the last while. So I've had to be very careful with what was going on with that and make sure I had everything tied down very well. But yeah, 2 days ago, I was saying earlier, 2 days ago it was like 70 degrees here, and me and my husband sat out in the canopy and I laid down on the couch and took a nap. And today we have 29 degrees outside and snow. So go figure. It is what it is. But that's Ohio weather for you. I don't know how many other states have done it, but Ohio is one of those that you can get all 4 seasons in one day, literally. And so the kind of the running joke is, if you don't like Ohio weather, give it an hour. It'll change. Simply because you never know what the weather's going to do. You never know what you're going to get. So right now, actually, it's still cold out, but it has stopped snowing, and the sun's all bright, and the sky's blue, and it looks pretty outside. But that sun and blue skies is very deceiving because it is extremely cold out there right now. So it will be cold for a few days, and then in 2 or 3 days, it's going to be back up in the 60s and 70s again. So that's your typical Ohio spring weather. And we're just kind of used to it. You just kind of take it for what it is, and doesn't really do you much good to complain about it. Even though we still do a lot. We still complain. I got up, our snow actually started yesterday, but I got up this morning and I was like, well, just ain't this some serious shit, because I did not like looking outside. And my puppy does the same thing. He gives me this look like, Mom, what in the world? I thought this stuff was all gone, and I have to go outside and go potty in this stuff again and freeze to death. And he does not like it. Does not make him happy in the slightest. So anybody else want to share crafts or something you want to try, or a hobby that you have, or a new hobby you might be interested in getting into? Anything at all. You know, I've told people, I know music can be a hobby, and I've showed people pictures. I actually have pictures of what I call my guitar room on my community page, and I own, I would say, almost 40 guitars. I actually have a few of them even up here in my craft room because we ran out of room at my house. It kind of took over my dining room. Have I ever had Irish corned beef and cabbage? I have, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Yep, I like food from all kinds of different places. Now, I ain't saying I like all the food from different places, but I like trying foods from different places. That's why some of the videos, if you have been on my channel and seen some of my videos, me and my daughters do what they call a yum box, and you get snacks and stuff from other countries, and most of the stuff we have liked. We have enjoyed quite a bit. We have run into a few things that were incredibly disgusting. I tell people that, there's a few things that I've had that I would have rather, not to be so graphic, but I would have rather drink a bucket of vomit than to eat or drink the things some of the things. But those things were few and far between. But they were very memorable and very, very disgusting. So yes, those things do stand out to you. But yeah, I do like foods from all kinds of different places, and I have no problem trying something new. Now, my biggest issue, I should say, with certain foods is I am a texture eater. So if it's anything slimy at all, not gonna happen. You like Brussels sprouts with corned beef. Now, I like corned beef. I can honestly say I've never had Brussels sprouts. So that is one thing I couldn't tell you what Brussels sprouts even taste like. Wish I could. But yeah, that is one thing I've never had Brussels sprouts. It was just a few years ago, actually, the first time I ever tried asparagus in my life. So, people keep telling me to try Brussels sprouts, that I would like them. I don't know. I might. Asparagus, I always had a problem with because it looked like mini trees. So I really couldn't, I was afraid it was going to taste like bark or something like that, which is, I know that's kind of stupid to look at it that way, but that's where my brain went with it. I'm having that today for dinner, having a get together with friends tonight. Well, you have a wonderful time, Liz. Having friends over is an awesome thing. That is not something me and my husband's been able to do a whole lot, because of our place is extremely tiny. But hopefully now with the party tent, as everybody refers to it. My husband's the one that started the whole party tent thing. I think it's cute. Now everybody's vying for space in the party tent. Now hopefully we have more room and maybe be able to have friends over and be able to do things like that. So that could be extremely fun. My puppy is being extremely quiet over there, which is really surprising me. I think he laid down and finally fell asleep. So yeah, I've got three more that I have to pick out colors for. Let's do purple. We'll do another black since her favorite color is black anyhow. That's something you got to be so careful with as well with when you use alcohol ink, when you open it and tip it sometimes it can squirt and it goes places you don't want it to go. And then you have to spend time digging it back out of those places. Chrisley, hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you, thank you. You're like number 16, huh? Okay, like number 16. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. At first I read it, I thought you were saying you were 16. Then I seen what you were talking about. Sorry. Sometimes it takes my brain a minute to catch on to things. So I do appreciate you stopping in here. And we're just kind of talking about hobbies and food for the day. Do you have any hobbies or anything that you pass time with? Any kind of thing you get into? How do you spend your days other than work? Anybody have any hobbies or anything you want to share? Not getting a whole lot of people talking right now. So, yeah, I'm just trying to fill some orders here, so. Hello, Miss Anna Boo. Beautiful lady. Thank you for stopping in, honey. I just finished leftovers from Wingstop. Family showed up on Sunday by surprise with a cake and dinner for my birthday. Well, happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday. Birthdays are such fun. Gotta love birthdays. And I am doing absolutely fantastic, Miss Annabelle. Yep, just kind of working on some resin orders here for Miss Felicia, and doing her cutting board and her domino set that she wanted. So I have to trying to get hers done, because then I have to find out what Red's from Red Room TV, what he was after for sure. And I know my daughter wants a set of dominoes for her children because they are all on spring break next week. And she wants plenty of games for them to play and things to occupy their time other than sitting in front of a TV all week long. So she went out and found a bunch of games and stuff like that, and she would like to have a domino set for the kids to play, because that is something that they enjoy playing, is dominoes. So yeah, working on these orders and trying them to people. And this evening I will be probably taking a lot of my earrings and stuff home that I need to finish up and get the hooks and everything like that on those so we can get going. How much for the dominoes? I will have to actually look back. I will message you on that. I gave Felicia a price, and I don't remember right offhand because of how my old brain works exactly what I quoted her price-wise. You'll have to let me know. Do you want just the dominoes, or do you want the box to go with it? Because I do make a box. I think you guys, most of you guys have seen these before. These are the boxes. They are made for dominoes. There's the dominoes, and then you have a box that goes with it. So, yeah, you'll just have to let me know if you just want the dominoes or if you want the box. Like I said, if you want the box to go with it, and then you can let me know as well what colors, if there's some kind of design you want, anything like that. I have a lot of different colors. I have different things that I can put on them if there's anything particular that you like to dress them up a little bit. Like you just seen that one there, it kind of has the just white kind of clouds swirl through it, and then it has little gears inside of it just to dress it up a little bit. Trying to make sure these are full enough without overfilling them. Wow, where my brain is at. But yes, Miss Felicia wanted a domino set and box, and she just kind of wanted a rainbow of colors. And so that's what we are doing, just a rainbow of colors. You want both of them? Okay. Like I said, I will message you and let you know the price that I quoted her. I want to make sure I give everybody the same price. It was just recently that I did it, so that's why it's like not in my head as of yet. What color what price I quoted her. So I will definitely get with you on that as soon as I possibly can, and then we can discuss. If you're still interested, then we can discuss details. Colors or designs, anything. I know you are a lady that likes color, so you see that a lot in a lot of your makeup, your videos that you do and things. So, and I love that. I absolutely love that you like a lot of colors, and you're always so bubbly all the time. Which I love that too. I love that about you, that you're always so bright and bubbly. As long as people are behaving themselves, I should say. I know sometimes when you go live, you can get people that they can try your patience. I understand that. I do understand that. But I think I wanted it to be black and gold with a hint of yellow. That would be very nice. That would be no problem. The dominoes, and this is just suggestions, you can tell me if you like it or not like it. The dominoes I can do black, and then do the polka dots, you know, whenever I do the dominoes. This kind of a black one, kind of a clear black one. But whenever I do the dots, I would do those in gold. So you have the gold. And then trying to figure out how I could fit yellow in there. Maybe in the box. The dominoes themselves would probably be the black and gold. And then the box itself, I could put like hints of the yellow in there. If that would work for you, that would be okay. Hello, Joshua. Thank you for coming in. And no, you're not late. We're just kind of gabbing while I do some resin stuff, filling some orders here. I've got that all in there, and now we'll just kind of swirl everything together. I'm not ignoring anybody, just give me a second to swirl these colors in here. So okay, Miss Annaboo, I will, like I said, I will get you a quote on the price before I start to make sure you're okay with it. I always try to make sure everybody's in agreement with everything up front before anything gets started. I don't want to go and make something and you being like, oh, I ain't paying that for it. You know, I ain't saying you would. Yeah, I'm saying there are people that would do that. And then, you know, I've actually had that happen already. And then I've basically wasted product. And I can't really afford to do that because this stuff is not the cheapest stuff in the world. So yeah, I will let you know for sure. Are you colorful too? Am I colorful? I think I'm colorful. I don't know. I like a lot of different colors. We were just discussing that a little bit ago. Somebody asked me what my favorite color is, which is burgundy. I also like black and blue, green, dark, as long as it's dark green. I'm not into the yellow green, or, you know, I like dark green. I like certain shades of purple. Purple used to be my favorite color whenever I was younger, but as I got older, it kind of went to the burgundy. So I was saying whenever me and my husband, because burgundy is kind of a tough color to match other colors to. So when me and my husband got married, we actually had burgundy and hunter green and kind of a rose color. So yeah, that was our colors when we got married. So to me, as long as something matches with burgundy, I'm okay with it. Orange is a color I'm not a huge fan of. Now, on an orange that you eat, yeah, sure, orange goes good. But if it's something I have to wear, yeah, orange is just not quite, doesn't quite do it for me. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. So there's people that wear orange and look spectacular in it. I'm just not really one of those people. Okay, I've got all of her stuff poured. Oh, and we are kind of, give me 2 seconds here, guys. I gotta kind of open her middle back up just a little bit here, hopefully. Okay. Well, guys, I think I am going to go ahead and jump off of here since I've got pretty much all of this set for the evening. Not really anything else I can do right now. I've kind of ran out of room, and if anybody's wondering what I'm doing, spraying alcohol. This is just 90% rubbing alcohol. Hello, Bev. Thank you for coming in, honey. Tell you a while back, Disney World has a nighttime parade. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yes, I do, Joshua. Like I said, Disney World's something I've never been to. I don't know, just never really had an interest in going. I think it's something that's, I'm not a real big public person, so to speak. Being out in public, I guess. So, never really strived to be at Disneyland or anything. I had, my granddaughter's actually going there here pretty soon with some of the family. And, that's kind of her thing, which is great. It's just never really been a big thing for me. So, how are you doing, Bev? It's good to have you in here, honey. I'm sorry to say I'm just about ready to get off of here now. But it is awesome that you were able to stop in. I am glad to have you here. But yeah, I was saying I was spraying alcohol on the resin because that is what pops bubbles, along with heat of any kind. If you have a heat gun or a lighter, anything like that, will actually pop the bubbles as well. So I try to be a little bit careful I tend to stick my arm in places that it doesn't belong. I think one of the very first times I ever made a set of dominoes, I had the dominoes over here sitting in front of me, and I reach across to pour in the boxes, and after I had poured the dominoes, I'd reach over to pour the box for the dominoes, and I ended up putting my elbow down right into all the dominoes, right into the resin, which is not good. Needless to say, the shirt had to go in the trash. It was ruined. Because that stuff is not going to come out of clothing. So if you ever do resin, make sure you wear stuff that you don't mind getting messed up, because it's not going to come out with anything I know of. There may be people that knows about it, knows something that might take it out. I don't. So, yeah. For those of you that haven't seen, the whole, I'm sure you've noticed the suspenders for St. Patrick's Day. This is the rest of the outfit. Had to go big or go home. So it's hard to walk around a big amusement park. Yeah, whenever I was younger, I used to go to like Kings Island, Cedar Point, stuff like that. That kind of stuff thrilled me whenever I was younger, but I'm 55, over 55 and a half years old. So, that kind of stuff just doesn't do it for me anymore. I'm glad there's people, I have children and grandchildren that still love to go to places like that, which, I'm happy for them. I think that's awesome. I really do. It's just not my thing anymore. I'm a little bit too old to get that wound up. I have many other ways of getting wound up now. So, and what about finding a spot just to watch a parade? That's awesome. We have parades here through our little town, and I like just sitting and watching the parade go by. That's wonderful. That's kind of my speed, I should say. So, yeah. I'm going to jump off of here now. Kevin is starting to get a little restless here, the puppy, and I think he is about ready to go home. So, yeah, we are going to head back to the house, and you guys all have do you guys have night parades? No, we don't have night parades because most of the people that's in our parades are kids. I think once a year we have a nighttime parade, and that's for the children for Halloween. And that's about it. So yes, I am going to jump off here, and you guys have an awesome day. And it was good to have you on here. I thank all of you that showed up and blessed me with your presence and talked to me for a while. But I need to go get some things done. So you guys have a great day, and thank you for being on here.